I always thought fatherhood was built on time, on showing up, staying present, and loving without conditions. I never imagined I'd wake up one day and question whether any of it was real. It started with a car crash. My son, Mason, was 17. He'd just gotten his license 2 months earlier, and one rainy Friday evening, he took a corner too fast and skidded into a utility pole. Nothing fatal, thank God. A broken leg, some bruised ribs, but the internal bleeding meant he needed surgery, fast, and a transfusion. I offered mine without hesitation. I'm O negative, I told the nurse. Universal donor. She blinked, checked the chart, looked again. That can't be right, she said. Mason is AB positive. That's genetically impossible. At first, I laughed, called it a lab error, but they double-checked. Then, checked again. There was no mistake. In my 40s, after nearly 2 decades of being Mason's father, his coach, his homework helper, his everything, I found out I wasn't his biological dad. And when I found out who was, something inside me broke. Lauren didn't deny it. When I came home from the hospital, I was still numb, still trying to convince myself there had to be some other explanation. Maybe she had a rare mutation. Maybe there was a mix-up at the lab. Maybe, God, anything but what my gut was already screaming. But when I asked, her face crumbled in slow motion. No lies, no protest, just, I'm so sorry. That was when the floor fell out from under me. I need you to tell me everything, I said, voice trembling. From the beginning. We sat at the kitchen table like strangers. She clasped her hands together like she was praying, eyes locked on the grain of the wood. It happened once, she said, before I even knew I was pregnant. I asked her who. She hesitated. You know him. My heart started racing. It was Owen. Owen, my closest friend from college. We'd drifted after our early 30s, but back then he was like a brother to me. We'd shared dorms, bachelor parties, road trips. I was the best man at his wedding. He was the godfather to my son. I remember staring at Lauren, unable to speak. Everything felt disconnected, like I was floating above the scene, watching it play out from a distance. My mouth moved, but no sound came out. She cried. She said it was during a rough patch, that I was working too much, that she felt neglected, that Owen had been going through his own divorce at the time. It wasn't planned, she insisted. It wasn't emotional. But you knew he was Mason's father, I said. You knew all this time. She nodded. I did the math early on. But once I saw you with him, how much you loved him, I couldn't destroy that. I told myself it didn't matter. Didn't matter? It mattered to me. For days, I couldn't look at either of them the same. Mason noticed, of course. I became distant, short-tempered. He asked what was wrong, and I couldn't find the words. I'd look at him and wonder, which part of you is mine? Is any of it? The shame of thinking that, resenting a boy I'd loved since the moment I held him, nearly broke me. And then came the worst question of all. What do I do now? Tell Mason the truth? Uproot his entire identity? Or swallow the pain and let him live under a comforting lie? I wrestled with it for a week. Drank more than I should have. Spent hours sitting in my truck outside the house, unable to walk inside. Eventually, I called Owen. He picked up with casual ease, like nothing was wrong. Hey, man. Been ages. How's life? I didn't waste time. I know. The line went dead silent. He didn't ask what I meant. He knew. He sighed. She told you. You knew too? I suspected, but she never said anything outright. You didn't think I deserved to know? He cleared his throat. It wasn't my place. I figured if she hadn't told you, there was a reason. A reason? I snapped. You helped raise him, Owen. You were around for birthdays, school plays. You watched me be a father to your son, and you said nothing. I didn't want to ruin your life, he said quietly. I didn't want to ruin his. The conversation ended shortly after that. No yelling, no closure, just silence. A few days later, Lauren gave me an envelope. Inside was a letter, handwritten, trembling, apologizing again, saying she would respect whatever decision I made. If I wanted to separate, she'd understand. If I wanted to tell Mason, she'd support it. But she ended the letter with one sentence I couldn't ignore. Whatever you decide, please don't let this change how you love him. That night, I walked into Mason's room. He was sitting on his bed, headphones in, half-focused on his laptop. I sat down and told him everything. When I finished telling him, Mason didn't say anything right away. He just looked at me, not with anger, not confusion, but something heavier. Fear. "Does this mean you're not my dad?" he asked. I took his hand, steadied my voice. "No," I said. "It means biology's complicated. But being your father, that was always my choice, and I'd make it again. Every time." He hugged me then, tight. And in that moment, I realized blood might reveal the truth, but love defines the bond. And no secret, no matter how devastating, can take that away.